It's that time of year again where everyone's all saying, it's already past half a year, it's been so quick, it's nearly Christmas, blah 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 blah. But all I'm thinking is really, what games have came out this year? And we've had some amazing ones. Some may say that these are our most favourite games ever, with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom being okay. Everyone's saying it's great. I'm not a big fan anyway. We've also got some other amazing games like Resident Evil 4, what blew the expectations out of the water, perfecting what was already a kinda perfect game, what was really surprising, and I really enjoyed that. Sorry about Zelda. We also got Hogwarts Legacy, and you couldn't throw a stone into Twitter without hearing something about Hogwarts Legacy. We also got Redfall. That wasn't good, was it? But we're not talking about the past, we are talking about the future.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow!
Welcome to the Mumbling Game. On today's Mumble, we'll be mumbling about the upcoming games still to come in 2023. So make sure to like and subscribe for future mumbles. I've been mumbling still mumbling. I need to get going. Go! Go! Number one. So in the future, I predict love, romance, even though it has passed Valentine's Day and it's not February. Bulder Gate 3. Bulder Gate 3 is already out for all you PC gamers out there, but for all you filthy casual console gamers, I think maybe for only PlayStation, I'm at 100%, will be coming out on September 3rd, and with it comes a massive cheese board full of romance options. Tell me in 30 seconds you might be worried that Diablo 3 might take some of your sales without telling me you're worried about that. Well, show me 30 seconds of different races, well, no, keep it PG, bone down. Wait, you can do the dirty dance with a bear? Hand me your wallet, I'll have two please. Quite aside, Baldur's Gate 3's story is set in a D&D-like universe, mixed with turn-based combat and nail-biting D&D dice throws. So making that really surprising kind of combat, and obviously it has so many different options while you're playing through, classes, choices, races, effing bears, so many. Don't take my word for it though, look at this gameplay trailer.
We use storyboards to onboard the what's going to.
Oh no, wait, they're just sex positions in the game. You know what, let's change that order to 3. Go from Hierotica to Space, the Final Frontier. What do you get when you copy this space game and mix it with a Bethesda-like paint job? Well, you get Starfield. This game feels like it needs to work for Xbox, and if it doesn't, I don't know what Xbox does next. Oh wait, no, they just buy more studios. They've got that big Activision sale, haven't they? Hands on my, no? Yeah, okay. Hands on my knees, you can't see this. Hands on my knees. Hands on my knees, can you see? Knee. Hands on my knees, I'm praying to the developers' gods that this game is good, or Xbox is truly fucked. Fuck me, that hurt. Oh, I need to be more flexible. Talk about dropping the F-bomb, alright? Talking about F-bombs, we have Bomberman 2. Yeah, what good can I say about Bomberman? This? The trailer explains it.
Drop 'em! Dodge 'em! Kaboom!
Okay, but it does have the most battle modes out there of all the games. How many is that? This series has been out for 40 years. 4? 4 modes? Okay, I'm sorry for you Bomberman fans out there. It looks alright. Even has a castle mode. I think that maybe is enough for this one. I don't want to make any explosive enemies. Going from explosive to something a bit more bloody, we have Mortal Kombat 1. A slight reboot for the Mortal Kombat series, as we did have 10 and now we're going to 1. It's getting really confusing. If you thought Kingdom of Hearts' story was confusing, you haven't dabbled in Mortal Kombat's lore and story. The only reason I'm really coming back for this though is Omni-Man, Peacemaker and the guy from The Boys in the DLC. I cannot remember the guy from The Boys' name, I'm not googling it, but I will google it when I'm editing, so it'll be here. Going from something bloody to something pretty cute, we have Party Animals. A kind of similar game to Gang Beasts, but instead of them weird little claymation characters, we have cute animals. And that is pretty much it. A game for what you should play probably with friends, if you have any. I won't be getting this one. More romance on them cards for you romantics out there. We have Eternights, a game I personally worked on as a QA, so this is quite close and dear to my heart. If you want a game mixed with like Persona elements, a dating sim, Kingdom of Hearts, Devil May Cry, so many different elements into one game, this is the game for you. I might be a bit biased on this one, but this game is looking like it could be a great game. Going from romance to something a bit more Payday-ish, we have Payday 3. It looks like it's bringing back a lot of the same elements from Payday 2, a decent game where you basically go on heists, mostly banks I think, I can't remember any other situation you go into. Mostly banks and heist, get more money, upgrade your stuff, heist, get even more money, and you heist money, heist money, heist money. That's it, it's a great loop. And it has stealth options, you can go in all guns blazing. If you do go to the stealth options though, don't be a Derek. I'm talking to you, Derek. Yeah, Derek, stop shooting the guard. You keep on shooting the guard. We're trying to go in silently. I'm not equipped for a full-blown attack. I don't want to go in full blazing. I don't want the police on my ass. I just want to go in stealthy. Stop shooting the guards, Derek. There's a silencer. You know what a silencer does? It silences your gun. Stop shooting the guard. And don't lie to yourself. Don't be a Derek. And if you don't have a Derek in your squad, you're the Derek. Because all lies turn to P. We're talking about life is P. Imagine if Pinocchio went through an emo phase. That's what this game kind of is. After playing the demo, it's kind of keeping that trend of Souls games alive. And it's hard as nails. So we are number 9, and what's our next game? We have, oh no, Cyberpunk's back.
I'm big! Ah!
Not gonna lie, I didn't think I'd ever talk about Cyberpunk again, though it has crawled and gripped and scraped its way back to 2023 from the depths of hell and brought Luther with it. Yeah, he's in the new DLC. Idris Elba is gonna be the new character, I think, the playable character. I do think the DLC could maybe improve the game as it's bringing in some spy thriller elements and the new area. I don't know what this means though, but I kind of want to give it another go. All I really want to see is a breathtaking Keanu Reeves fight Idris Elba in a dance-off. Moving on from September, we're moving into October. It's over 9,000! No, we're not talking about Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super. We are talking about Disgaea 7. If you love the tactical games and high numbers, mixing some demons and a decent story, you get the Disgaea series. I think it does have a little bit of a learning curve while playing, so starting with 1 may help with that, but jumping in the deep end will be fine as the stories are all self-contained. But if you sink or swim, that's really up to you. Assassin's Creed Mirage is Assassin's Creed again, and it's going back to its OG format. Fuck Ubisoft for not giving you a release date. Google it. Detective Pikachu may look outdated. Yeah, that's it, it's outdated. Okay, it looks cute and you solve mysteries as you walk around with a talking Pikachu, who drinks a lot of coffee. Not going to lie, I like the film and I will most likely play this because it's Pokemon. Damn you, Nintendo. Forza Motorsport, a game that will look prettier, probably have more cars, where you go brum brum. I don't know what to say about this, I don't play car games. Cars! If you like cars, if you like Forza, you'll probably like this one. Yeah. Next we have Lords of the Fallen. What can I say about this game without taking the piss out of it? It's a sequel to the 2014 game. It has the same name and is developed by the same studio. It looks to expand the first game massively. That's all I can say about taking the piss. Let me ask you a question here. What does Spider-Man 2, Uncharted 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, The Darkness 2, God of War 2, Persona 2, what do all these have in common? They're sequels, right? And they have a 2 after it. And what does that say to you? It's a sequel to 1. So why in the living Lord of Hell has Lord of the Fallen made a game maybe I think 6 years after and called it Lords of the Fallen again? Why do that? It's so confusing. You definitely look at Lords of the Fallen and think, have I played this before? Just put the 2 in front of it. It's simple. That's 101. Every game has Lords of the Fallen, Lords of the Fallen 2. Dark Souls 2. Oh, it's getting hot in here now. We're only on 14, so let's push through. We are on Skull Island Rise of Kong. A new Kong game set in Skull Island sounds exciting, like a Netflix original TV show. But like the TV show, this one does not look good. We have Spider-Man 2, my most anticipated game of the year. Don't give a shit about Starfield. Starfield can fly into the sun. Spider-Man 2 looks perfect. Do you know who Spider-Man is? Do you know who Venom is? Do you know who Miles Morales is? Well, watch these 2 films. and maybe play Miles Morales game. I'm not 100% sure. I do think though PlayStation should market the Miles Morales game every Christmas because the snow and the atmosphere of that game is so Christmassy. It's like the only Christmas game. Also we get Kraven, Killer Croc, Osborn, we get Venom. Oh my god, let me play this now. Please don't be a letdown like God of War Ragnarok. Super Mario Wonder is releasing October 20th, and some of you may know that the first video on this channel was actually a Mario game, but you can't find it because it's gone. Mario is at its peak, and it looks like we'll be seeing Odyssey 2 release alongside the next Switch. Make it the Switch 2 or the Super Switch, do not go down the Wii U route. But before then we will be seeing, surprisingly, another 2D game, as I did think it would be a lot longer after Super Mario 2 kind of doing it all. But it looks like Nintendo is finally answering that question. What happens if Mario takes mushrooms? And it has a surprising amount of elephants involved. Next on the list we have City Skylines 2, a sequel to the very addictive Skylanders game where you build big cities and keep them running. The only downside is, with the amount of expansions for this game, you're going to need a new mortgage. I have no clue how the sequel will expand on the original game, but the original did release 10 years ago, so maybe it'll just look better. But yeah, it has more cities. Snake, 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 Snake. Metal Gear is back, kind of with Collection Vol 1. Will Konami make me buy these games again? Yes. Will I play them? Probably not unless I make a video. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about these. It includes 1, 2 and 3. 3 is probably the one most worth playing. There's a bigger remake around the corner and that's probably worth starting with. This is for more of the hardcore audience, I think. Is anyone else confused or is it just me? Can anyone play a Wakeverse game and not be confused? We're talking about Alan Wake, by the way, and to prepare for this game I played Control, and it's a perfect game. From story, gameplay, atmosphere, everything is perfect. But I'm still confused. I don't know what a hiss is. Should I know what a hiss is or should I not know what a hiss is? I'm so confused about this game, and I really do plan to be confused playing Alan Wake 1 and 2 and enjoy it. The gameplay looks to be inspired from the Resident Evil series remakes, as they're great, so why not? With a new protagonist, a confusing new story, and so much. I haven't looked too much into this game because I know it will be spoiled for me, but if you're an Alan Wake fan or not, you'll probably enjoy it because it looks so great. Look at this trailer, it's perfect. Hitting into October, talk about hardcore. Do you want to get nuts? Nintendo has something to get you nuts. Oh wait, it's just another Wario game. WarioWare is truly a pile of steaming Wario poo and not worth the money. Make a proper Wario game. If Luigi gets a mansion, Wario should get a casino. Next we have Like a Dragon, the Man with No Name. I'm not going into much into detail about this because reading the bio spoiled it for me, but this is another Yakuza game from the main character. That's all I'm saying, it's Yakuza from the main character. You either know or you don't know, or you're like me and still playing Yakuza 0 after 1 and trying to get through the whole series. So yeah, we're getting a new Yakuza game, it's got the main character in, it looked cool, that's it. Here we got another Call of Duty game coming up. Again, they're quite good. It's Modern Warfare 3, I think. You're playing yearly or you don't. That's kind of it. Don't need to explain it. Even non-gamers know what Call of Duty is. The most casual of casual gamer would know what Call of Duty is. It's a war game. You shoot things. It's like the 50th game. Let's go to the next one. Persona 5 Tactics. How many spin-offs can you squeeze out of Persona 5? Tell me it's not your most popular game without telling me it's your most popular game. Make 50 spin-offs. This might sound like I'm complaining, but I love it. That Wario's type shit tapped that into my veins. Now we have this strategy type game in the Fire Emblem type genre, and it just looks good, and I'll probably play more Persona. And I've bought nearly every variation of Persona 5, so I'll probably buy this one as well. Let's hope it's on Game Pass. We have hit the halfway mark, and here's a little reminder to please like and subscribe and do all that mumbo jumbo below, as this has probably taken a year out of my life. On 25 we have the Mario RPG, and we can completely erase Paper Mario out of the equation and just wait for our release date for this game on November 17th. The Mario RPG looks to take inspiration from the Zelda remake of that Something to Do with an Egg game. I've got the amiibo, but I cannot remember the name of the game, and it's just straight up turn-based combat. That's pretty much it, with original story, and it just looks really good. Christmas, December. We don't have many games in Christmas time, but we do have Dragon Quest Monsters, a game that takes heavy inspiration from Pokemon, but probably will have better graphics. The Dragon Quest game is related to another game and I think counts as a prequel. It's pretty confusing. If you are a Dragon Quest fan, you probably know. I'm a Dragon Quest fan, but I'm not hardcore, so I'll just play this and enjoy it because I love Pokemon games but hate the graphics. Avatar Frontiers releases on the 7th, and it's basically Avatar mixed with Far Cry. A Far Cry game with a better IP. It's quite a good way of doing it. I'm not judging that much. I'll probably play it as I like Far Cry and Avatar. If you like either of them franchises, I'd probably give this a go. If you hated both, clear it away. It's December. Everyone buys past games in December. You're not buying these two games in December. You're going to buy Spider-Man, Zelda, other games that have already passed. Bulder Gate's out. We're ending that on a kind of Ubisoft taste in our mouths, but we have so many TBAs through the rest of the year because we still have quite a few events and half a year left. There's still a lot of release dates in the air, so let's go through TBAs. Bulwark, Falconeer Chronicles. Eagles are back. If you remember the early days of this current generation of consoles, the first exclusive game was actually a game called Falconeer. And this game looks to expand that universe by making it more of a kind of RTS type kind of style, where you build your own fortress and I think you defend it. It is pretty cool. It's completely different from the other game, and it looks very interesting. It's currently only scheduled for PC, and these type of games will probably only stay on PC. I'd be very surprised if this does future move to Xbox. Then we have Ghostrunner 2. If you remember Ghostrunner 1, it was that insta-kill type game where you were playing a kind of ninja, running through the world really fast and dodging enemies with a really cool dodge attack and slicing them up. It was really fun. I'm not really sure how they expand from that. But in the trailer it does have a bike, so maybe we have some bike combat. I am not sure, but this is definitely one to keep on your radar. We're on TBA and we're hitting 30. We have Hyenas, a weird game by Sega, a first person game, and looking at the trailer, it looked very generic. I think it's kind of an arena game. But when I saw it, I thought of Ubisoft, and that's not a good thing. Back in the peak of the Battle Royale games, that game Ubisoft made, that Battle Royale horrible kind of one that didn't really work. When I saw this trailer, for some reason, I thought it was related to that, sadly. I hope they surprise me with this game, I really do. Jesus, this went a bit downhill in TBA, didn't it? Maybe some clowns will cheer us up.
Meanwhile, in space,
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. The game is coming out in TBA. If you are scared of clowns, please play this on Twitch or YouTube and send it me below. The game takes heavy inspiration from Friday the 13th and Dead by Daylight. I'm pretty sure that the director is involved in this game as well of Friday the 13th. We're on 32. I have no prior knowledge of Metal Slug. I'm pretty sure it's usually a side scroller, but this one looks to be more inspired by like an old school Fire Emblem type thing. It looks like the series is going in a different direction with this one, as it is called Metal Slug Tactics, and it is very similar to looking at the Persona 5 Tactics, looking inspired more by Fire Emblem, and is turn-based combat on a grid system. Who do you call if you have a problem with a ghost? Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord. Not the greatest name, and also might not be the best game. A VR exclusive for someone who doesn't own a VR makes me not really that bothered, but if you like Ghostbusters and you haven't VR, this is a no-brainer. 34 is Silksong. It's still coming out, I think, and I still think it's meant to be coming out this year. There's nothing else to say about this. It's meant to be the Hollow Knight kind of sequel, originally DLC, now sequel. Feels like it was going to come out ages ago, but still hasn't. It will be amazing most likely, so it's no fault from their own. It will be good. Let's just wait a bit longer. Sonic Superstars is, I think, still coming out this year. Finally, Sonic is going back to its 2D roots after its terrible 3D run. Every nail it tries to hit, keep on hitting Mario on the head, and it kept on missing. Sonic does not have to be a 3D game because it doesn't work, does it? We know it doesn't work. Don't know why they're still trying. But going back to 2D, is a great idea, and with Sonic Superstar, it looks to do so in a great fashion. Hades 2 looks to expand on the fantastic Hades game where you played as Hades' son. This time you will be playing the sister of that character, as I can't remember the name, the daughter of Hades, in a completely new story. I think it's set after the first game, and I never finished that first game, so I'm not 100%, but it looks to continue these roguelike elements into the sequel, and they will probably expand on it massively and improve it. It looks like we won't get a full release this year, but maybe an early access look near the end of this year like the other game. The game, I think it was announced at the Game Awards last time, so it's very likely that we'll be hearing about this right near the end of the year in October, November time. Disney Dreamlight Valleys is technically already out in beta, but isn't currently available, as when it's releasing, it's meant to be free-to-play Disney game. It's kind of like The Sims if you like Disney, but you don't kind of build your own world. It's kind of like that mobile game with The Sims, where all the mobile games in most worlds actually, where you kind of just build stuff, get stuff, harvest stuff, all that kind of shiznit. And it will be free to play, so expect microtransactions. All your favourite Disney characters will be there, so it's up to you. Give it a go, you'll never know. There you go. 38, so close to the end, but we have a Debbie Downer in the mix. What is happening to Lord of the Rings games? You play as a dwarf returning to Moria, and on paper it sounds good, but it just looks like you're playing a rip-off of Minecraft. It won't be good. Why are they licensing games like this? Lord of the Rings is the IP at the level of Star Wars. What is happening? They patented the Nemesis system. Why aren't they using it? What is happening? Lord of the Rings needs to tighten their belt and make a decent game and transform their games into their old standard, like another IP that has transformed the market. We've hit 39 and we're on Transformers Reactive, a game we haven't really saw much of, but Transformers IP games have always been amazing. Seems like this one could be another stellar one. Just on hunch, really. We've hit 40 and I am losing my voice. And with that, we're going into a little indie game, Nightingale. Nightingale is one of them survival type games where you just kind of build shit and do all that survival type stuff. These games always become very popular. There's that Viking game, I cannot remember it off the top of my head, released last year, and it's possible this one could be one of them. But instead of going into the Norse mythology or anything like that, or just a zombie-filled forest, we're heading into the Fae type of universe. A universe what has become more popular, I'd say, over the past years, and is technically just kind of fairy universes. This game could be something special for you survival gamers out there, and if you like Fae and survival games, this is definitely a game you need to put on your wish list, what's probably on Steam right now. Skull and Bones, I ain't losing my voice for this one. It's a pirate game what seemed quite good at the start of its announcement in 2018, but since we've saw constant delays, hardly any gameplay, and what we have seen hasn't been that good, it felt like originally it was going to be a game inspired by Assassin's Creed, as it's also made by Ubisoft, and the pirate game they did with that genre. But it seems like it's turned into something completely different and is a shell of its former self. I don't know if it ever set out to do that, but looking at this now, it doesn't feel like it's the game they set out to make. Mortal Kombat's edgier brother, Tekken 8. I swear I read somewhere this game is still coming out this year, but it still could be next, to be honest. We don't really know much about this either, but it's a fighting game with a couple more demons, I think a bit more twisted of a story, if I remember correctly. All hail the Gecko God. 43 is the Gecko God. In Gecko God, you play as a gecko in a relaxing game where you just solve puzzles around an island. It's a desert type island. That's pretty much it. No anger, just peaceful. Moving on from peace, we have 44 with Wizard with a Gun. Wizard with a Gun is kind of self-explanatory. You're a wizard with a gun. Just buy it, it's got the Devolver Digital approval and it looks cool. Oh, this video is killing me. At 45, we have Dragon Ball Pikachu, a game series that is iconic in the Dragon Ball community, and it looks to be returning pretty soon in a teaser trailer what was released a while ago now, so it's very likely that we could get a new game this year. The last game had nothing to do with Dragon Ball Super. Don't even think Dragon Ball Super was created when the last game was released. I'm not 100%. So it looks like the Dragon Ball Bakugo will follow the story of Dragon Ball Super, an amazing series and expansion to Dragon Ball Z. 46, we have Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2, a game I thought wouldn't get a sequel, but it is, and it looks to expand on the original game as it had a few criticisms. So it looks to add more combat system to it, more story, more characters, more everything. It's basically expansion what improves the whole original of the game. And we need something to fill that Smash Bros void in video games. And it looks like Nickelodeon could do it, as it includes so many iconic characters like SpongeBob, Patrick, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, can't think of anyone else, Fairy Odd Parents, Rugrats, so many. Warhammer Space Marines 2 is our 47th, and it looks heavily inspired by Gears of War, as it's a third-person game with a saw and a gun, and you mow down orcs though in the Warhammer 4000 universe. It feels like the Warhammer IP is just about to break into new heights. We're getting a TV show soon, you get the books, the games and the tabletop, and it feels like recently you're either a fan of one of them, but now if you're a fan of one of them you're a fan of all of it. And it's just massively expanding over the last couple of years. I know it was always quite a big IP, but it feels like it's hitting new heights and it's growing massively. Steamworld Build is another game in the Steamworld universe. What looks to be a city builder mixed with a dungeon crawler that really is music to my ears. There are always a couple of indie games out there that build universes, and Steamworld is one of the best ones to do so. This could be something very different as well, as I think I haven't heard of that mix of genre in the past. Gumbrella is another Devolver Digital game that looks to be a platformer with a Gumbrella. You can only think of the possibilities of what this game can hit, and it looks like it will be hitting all of them. So if you're a fan of platformers that are kind of on the quirky side, this game will definitely be for you. For me, it's a must because it's a Devolver Digital published game, and they publish superstars. The Talos Principle 2, a puzzle game that my brain cannot comprehend right now. Here's a bit of trailer. Oh my god, we're nearly done. We've hit 50, oh my god. Kamazu, a platforming game with a slight twist, as it's a 10-player game and online, with every character having a different ability what will help you pass through the game. It's very peculiar and very interesting. We hit 50, we have finally made it. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe for future mumbles. And if you reach this far in the video, just put mumble below in the video and I will see you on the next one. This took about a year of my life. This was the longest video I've recorded, maybe the longest video on the channel, and it will take me ages to edit. So subscribe for future mumbles.